In today's video, we're going to be learning how to compare and order decimals. In order to first be able to compare decimals, we have to understand and know what the inequality signs are for each of the symbols. So, for something to represent greater than, the symbol looks like this. It is greater than. We read from left to right, and so a lot of times I tell my students we look from the left to the right. The greater opening comes first as we're reading, so that's greater than. Hopefully we all understand equal to, that's just the two lines straight across. And then less than, again it's going to be what we're reading from left to right, so we see the smaller point first, so it is less than. Okay? Alright, we're going to compare two decimals. In order to compare the decimals, you need to compare each position. So we have 5 and 6/10 and 8 and 3/10. Well, if you look at the 5 and you look at the 8, hopefully you can know that 5.6 is going to be less than 8.3. So the less than symbol is what we would write in there, because 5 is less than the 8. Now this one gets a little trickier. 14 and 23/100 or 14 and 32/100. Now, if you're not sure on how to read those and you're only comparing the positions, we know 14 and 14, those are equal. And then we have the 2, which is in the 10th spot, and over here we have a 3 in the 10th spot. Well, 2 is less than 3, so therefore 23/100 is less than 32/100. Again, you're looking at each position, so we're going to compare the 1 with the 1. Then you compare the 4 with the 4. They're equal so far. And then I compared this 2 with this 3, and that's where they were different. So right then I could say, the decimal is less than. Let's do a couple more of these. So here we have 4.003 and 4.033. So the 4s are in the same positions. I have a 0 and a 0, so that's in the same position. The next spot I have in the hundredths position, I have a 0 and I have a 3. Well, 0 is less than 3, so therefore I can put the less than symbol in there. Alright, let's look at this last one, 14.001 and just the whole number 14. Well, 14 and anything is going to be larger than just 14. So that's going to be greater than. The 0, there's no zeros here, so there's no numbers there, so you know it's a 0. The next 0, well, we still have another 0. Here's a 1, but here is a 0. We don't always have to write the zeros after the decimal. But in this case, 14 and 1 tenths, hundredths, thousandths is greater than just 14. So 14 and something is greater than 14. Alright, the next type of problem that you might run into is actually the directions might tell you to order the set of decimals from either least to greatest or greatest to least. This particular example is going to start out going from the smallest to the largest. So they're all 4 ands. So I'm going to have 4.38 or 4.338. Which one is actually the smallest? So I look, I've got a 3 here, a 3 here, they're the same. Then I've got an 8 and another 3. Well, 3 is smaller than 8. So therefore my smallest one, I'm going to make my list over here. 4.338 is the very smallest, followed by 4.38. Is it going to be 4.5 or 4.9? Well, 4.5, because 5 is smaller than the 9, 4.49. If you write them up and down, sometimes that helps because you can compare all the 4s. 3.3, 3.8, 4 4s, 5 9s, and 7s. You can kind of see each position that way. Okay, let's do another example. And this time we're going to order them from largest to smallest, greatest to least, just to make sure. And make sure you always read the directions, because sometimes we get in the habit of doing them all one direction, and then you don't catch that the directions wanted you to do it the opposite way. And I would hate for you to get problems wrong just simply because you didn't read the directions clearly. Okay, let's begin from the largest to the smallest. So I know it's going to be 36. Nope, I'm sorry, it's not 36. They're not all 36s, are they? Third, from the largest to the least. So it's either going to be this 39 or this 39. One of those is the largest. So is it 7, 8 or 7, 7? Well, 7, 8 would be larger than 7, 7, 8. It's not how many numbers there are, it's the actual value of each position and what position they're in. So again, we're going from the largest. So now we have a 36 something and another 36. 36 then, is it going to be 87 or 77? Well, if we're going from largest, then we're going to have the 87. Oh, my pen's not working. 87, there we go. To 775. Because, if you notice, the 87, 8 is larger than the 7. So therefore, that's why the 87 went before the 775. Again, make sure that you understand the difference between greater than and less than symbols when you're comparing them. And then when you put them in order, just make sure you read the directions very closely and you list out the largest numbers to the smallest or the smallest to the largest. I hope this has helped you be able to understand how to compare and order decimals. If you need more help, just send an email to stemtutorplace@gmail.com. I also have a lot of math units and lessons available, so make sure that you subscribe to Tutor Place. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.